This is T200A universal single-phase test set. Unlock and remove the cover. This is top panel. The two big ports are AC current output ports from 10 amperes to 250 amperes. The two small ports are AC current output ports from 0.5 ampere to 20 amperes. The two ports are DC voltage output ports from 10 volts to 300 volts. The two ports are AC voltage output ports from 10 volts to 500 volts. The two ports are voltage meter for AC or DC voltage input from 0 to 600 volts. The two ports are current meter for AC or DC current input from 0 to 6 amperes. The two blue ports are binary output ports. The white ports are binary input A ports and binary input B ports. This is CT polarity test panel. This is testing software interface. There are run indicator, overheat indicator, overload indicator and open circuit indicator. There are functional buttons, F1 button, F2 button, F3 button, menu button, run button, stop button, coarse or fine adjustment button, USB port, rotate button and enter button. There are AC and DC output ports of 0 to 20 amperes and 0 to 120 volts. There are auxiliary DC power supply output ports and buttons. There are AC and DC output ports of 0 to 200 milliamperes. This is power supply socket. This is ground port. This is power on and off switch. First, any test. Press enter button. There are 4 items: manual and meter function, shot time output, linear ramp out and pulse ramp output. Press enter button to manual and meter interface. There are 4 channels selection. ACI1 250 amperes output, ACI 120 amperes output, ACU1, UDC 2.5 amperes high power output and UDC 0.5 ampere output. There are AC and DC selections for U2, I2 and I3. This is voltage meter for AC or DC input. This is current meter for AC or DC input. The ohm test is secondary impedance test. Now we select ACI1 250 amperes channel as an example. This is wiring connection between CT and test set. 2 cables going through CT means ratio 300 to 5. Press run button, test set outputs 250 amperes, measurement value is 4.167 amperes. That's right. Shot, means output shot time. Press enter button. There are 11 channels for selection: ACI1 250 amperes, ACI 120 amperes, ACU1, UDC 2.5 amperes, UDC 0.5 ampere, ACI2, ACU2, DCI2, DCU2, ACI3 and DCI3 channel. Here we select ACU1 as an example. Press run button. It outputs 10 volts for 1 second, then stop automatically. Next, linear ramp. Linear ramp means go up step by step. There are 7 channels for selection: UDC 0.5 ampere, ACI2, ACU2, DCI2, DCU2, ACI3 and DCI3 channel. Here we select UDC 0.5 ampere as an example. Start from 10 volts and stop at 50 volts. Step value is 1 volt and step time is 1 second. Press run button. 10 watts, 11 volts, 12 volts. Short circuit binary input simulates relay trips. Then begin to drop. Open circuit simulates relay offset. Here comes test results. Press F3 button to save the test results. Next, pulse ramp. Pulse ramp goes up 1 step, then normal state, then another step. There are 6 channels for selection: ACI2, ACU2, DCI2, DCU2, ACI3 and DCI3 channel. Here we select ACI2 as an example. Start from 0 ampere and stop at 5 amperes. Step value is 0.1 ampere and step time is 1 second. Interval is 1 second. Press run button. 0.3 ampere. 0, 0.4 ampere, 0, 0.5 ampere. Short circuit binary input simulates relay trips. Here comes test results. Press F3 button to save the test results. Second, auxiliary DC power supply output. Press Enter button. Let's set 220 volts as an example. Press Run button, press On button, then it output DC 220 volts. Press Off button, 220 volts output is stopped. Then press Stop button. Third, relay test. Press Enter button. There are 4 test items. First, pickup value test. There are 8 channels for selection. Here we select AC test as an example. We set I2 channel 2 ampere. Press Run button. We adjust to 3 ampere. Short circuit binary input simulates relay trips. We adjust to 2 ampere. Open circuit simulates relay offset. Here comes test results. Press F3 button to save the test results. Next, trip time test. There are 7 channels for selection. Here we select ACU1 as an example. We set output voltage 60 volts. Press Run button. Short circuit binary input simulates relay trips. Here comes test results. Next, trip time plus pulse length test. There are 7 channels for selection. Here we select DC test as an example. Press Run button. Then output offset value. Press Enter button. Then output test value. Short circuit binary input simulates relay trips. Here comes test results. Next, advanced test. There are 6 test templates. First, differential relay test. For example, I1 injects to high voltage side of transformer and I2 injects to low voltage side. We adjust I1 to 1:01 amperes. Short circuit binary input simulates relay trips. Here comes test results. Next, under frequency test. Press Enter button, press Run button. It outputs the settled voltage and current values with frequency of 50 Hz for 5 seconds. Then voltage and current frequencies drop from 50 Hz at DF/dt to the end frequency. Tester starts counting time when the frequency has dropped to the frequency setting. Here comes test results. Next, synchronous test. For example, ACU1 injects to power grid side, ACU2 injects to generator side. Press Run button. Let me adjust angle. Short circuit binary input simulates close signal coming. Here comes test results. Next, harmonic test. Here we can superimpose second, third, fifth, seventh harmonics on the fundamental to execute the harmonic surge blocking test and harmonic overflux blocking test of transformers. Here we set second harmonic 0.1 ampere. Press Run button. Short circuit binary input simulates relay trips. Here comes test results. Next, reclose test. Maximum 4 times trip and reclose can be tested. Here we set 2 times. Press Run button. Output offset value. Press Enter button. Output test value. Short circuit binary input A simulates trip signal coming. Short circuit binary input B simulates reclosing signal coming. Then secondary trip and reclose. Next, motor overload. On this interface, it can output 250 amperes for 2 minutes. Now we test a C16 circuit breaker as an example. Press Run button. Circuit breaker trips and there is trip time. Valve, report view. Press Enter button. There are test reports we just now saved. Linear ramp test report. Pulse ramp test report. Fifth, CT test. Press Enter button. First, ratio test. Secondary nominal current 5 amperes or 1 ampere selection. Let me set 100 ampere output to test this 300:5 ratio. Press Run button. Here is test result. Next, polarity test. Press red button, show positive. Switch secondary cable. show negative. Next, winding resistance test. This is wiring connection between T200A and CT. Press enter button. Press run button. Here is test result. Next, excitation curve. This is wiring connection between T200A and CT. Press run button. Test point one by one. All test points are tested finished. 6th, system setting. Press enter button. Time can be represented by second or cycles. Nominal voltage and frequency setting. External CT and time setting. 7th, timer. Press enter button. First, single channel test. Start input A, and stop input A. Here is test result. Next, double channel test. Start input A, and stop input B. Here is test result. 8th, PC connection to retest report on PC. Use a cable connect T200A and PC. Press enter button. Double-click report software. Pop-up getting report interface. Here we can select Word format or TXT format. Click Get Report button, then pop up the report in Word format. Select TXT format, click Get Report button, then text format is saved in this path. Find the report and open it. It likes this. T200A Universal Single Phase Test Set introduction is finished. If you have any question, please feel free to contact us.